If you've ever felt foggy in the morning, like your thoughts are still tucked under the covers even though your body's up and moving, this video is going to change the way you start your day. Because waking up your brain doesn't have to take hours, a gallon of coffee, or a complicated routine. In fact, there are 6 simple morning habits, each under 10 minutes, that research shows can spark your mental clarity, boost your memory, and lift your mood before most people even finish their toast. These aren't just good ideas. They're science-backed, brain-activating routines that are especially powerful for those of us over 60. Why? Because as we age, our brains change, and the way we start the morning has an outsized impact on how sharp, calm, and energized we feel all day long. One small shift in the first 10 minutes of your morning can echo through every decision, every conversation, every precious moment. And don't worry, this isn't a lecture. It's a conversation from one person who's walked this journey to another. You're not here to chase youth. You're here to embrace strength, mental strength, and the kind of steady, graceful alertness that carries you through the day feeling proud, grounded, and capable all day. So grab your cup of tea, pull up a chair, and let's talk through 6 of the most powerful morning routines for waking up your brain without ever leaving the house. Oh, and don't miss number 6. It's the one most people skip, but it might just be the key to keeping your mind young for years to come. Why mornings matter more after 60. There's something sacred about mornings, especially as we get older. They're quiet, unhurried, and they hold the promise of a fresh beginning. But did you know your brain is especially vulnerable during this time? Studies show that cognitive sharpness in older adults is closely linked to how the day begins. When we wake up in a reactive state, rushing, stressed, scattered, it can lead to fogginess, forgetfulness, even mood dips that last the whole day. But when we start with calm, purposeful habits, the brain responds almost immediately. It's like flipping on a switch. You don't need fancy equipment or complicated programs, just a few intentional steps that say to your brain, "Hey, I'm here. Let's go." For those over 60, this isn't about productivity for productivity's sake. It's about presence. It's about being able to remember your grandchild's name without hesitation, to follow a conversation at dinner without losing your train of thought, to feel confident, in control, and fully alive every single day. And it all starts in the first 10 minutes of your morning. I'll walk you through each of the 6 habits, including the one that helped a 74-year-old woman regain clarity after a tough season of depression. Trust me, this isn't fluff. This is real-life, research-backed routine that's doable starting tomorrow morning. So let's begin gently with habit number 1, the brain-boosting power of light. The first thing your brain craves in the morning isn't caffeine, it's natural sunlight. And I don't mean overhead kitchen lights, I mean natural sunlight. Just 2 to 5 minutes of morning light on your face can trigger the brain's wake up signals. When light enters your eyes, it tells your brain to stop producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy, and start making cortisol, the one that helps you feel alert, focused, and ready for the day. No need to sunbathe or even go outside. Just open the blinds, sit by a window, If it's warm enough, step out onto the porch. Look toward the horizon, not directly at the sun, but let that morning brightness hit your eyes. In older adults, this small exposure can help regulate your internal clock, reduce daytime sleepiness, and even fight off the winter blues. A woman I met in Arizona told me this one habit helped her reduce brain fog more than any supplement ever had. It became her daily ritual. Coffee in one hand, sunlight on her face, breathing in the new day. Just 3 minutes, but the mental clarity lasted all morning. And here's a tip. Pair this with a light stretch or slow-paced movement and you amplify the effects tenfold. So before anything else, before emails, phones, or even breakfast, give your brain the gift of light. You might be amazed what wakes up inside you. Routine number 2, hydrate the brain first. It sounds simple, but after a full night's sleep, your brain is dehydrated. That slight dryness can slow down cognition, affect memory recall, and make you feel groggy, even anxious. So before you reach for coffee, do your brain a big favor. Drink a full glass of water. Just one. Ideally room temperature, maybe with a squeeze of lemon if you like. You'd be surprised how quickly your head clears up. Hydration helps improve circulation, flushes out toxins that accumulate overnight, and delivers fresh oxygen to your brain cells, helping you think faster and feel more alert in minutes. For those of us over 60, staying hydrated is crucial. As we age, the thirst mechanism weakens, so we may not feel thirsty even when we need water. That's why making this a morning ritual is so powerful. You don't need to think about it, just make it automatic. Place a glass by your bedside or in the kitchen before bed. Let it be the first thing you do. One man in his 80s told me he started this simple habit, and within days, he could recall names faster and felt less dizzy standing up. His doctor even noticed improvements in his blood pressure. Water. Simple, powerful, brain-boosting water. Don't underestimate this one. Routine number 3, activate with 2-minute movement. You don't need a gym membership or fancy sneakers. Just move. That's it. 2 minutes of gentle movement in the morning is enough to increase blood flow to your brain, wake up your nervous system, and trigger endorphins that elevate your mood. It could be stretching in bed, rolling your shoulders, walking slowly around the house, or doing a few standing marches in the living room. The point isn't to burn calories, it's to stir the body awake and re-engage your balance and brain coordination. Especially for older adults, this movement first thing in the morning also reduces the risk of falls, helps with joint stiffness, and reinforces the mind-body connection. One 72-year-old former teacher I know does a simple brain walk in place, marching slowly while touching opposite knees and elbows for just 90 seconds. She says, "It makes me feel 10 years younger," and science backs her up. This kind of cross-body movement stimulates both hemispheres of the brain, improving focus and memory. You don't have to run a marathon. Just 2 minutes of intentional, gentle movement every morning can unlock a whole new level of clarity, stability, and peace in your day. Routine number 4, the power of cold water on the face. This next one may sound too simple to be effective, but it works. Splashing cold water on your face in the morning is one of the fastest ways to signal your brain, time to wake up. Here's why. When cold water hits your face, it stimulates the vagus nerve, one of the most powerful nerves in your body for regulating calm, alert focus. It's not just a jolt, it's a natural reset button. In fact, the US Navy teaches this technique to quickly snap soldiers out of stress or mental fatigue. And for us at home, especially as we age, it can do wonders in under 30 seconds. A woman named Claire, 76, told me she used to wake up every day feeling like her brain was stuck in slow motion. "I'd sit there staring at the coffee maker," she said. But one morning, she splashed her face with cool water, twice, and felt an immediate shift. It became her morning ritual. Some people prefer wiping their face with a cold, damp washcloth. Others even hold ice cubes gently on their cheeks or neck for 20 seconds. However you do it, this routine sends a message to your nervous system that it's time to activate, sharpen, and focus. And it's completely free. No pills, no gimmicks, just water, and a willingness to begin again, refreshed. Routine number 5, engage the brain with one thinking trigger. Now that your body's awake, it's time to gently stir the mind. And you don't need puzzles or math problems. What your brain needs is a thinking trigger, something simple that activates curiosity and focus. This could be a question like, what do I want to feel proud of today? Or a mental warm-up like listing 5 US presidents, 5 state capitals, or your favorite 5 songs from the 60s. Doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler the better. The goal is to invite your brain to stretch without stress. Research shows that early morning cognitive activation, just a minute or two, can enhance memory recall, decision-making, and even mood stability in older adults throughout the entire day. Think of it like a gentle gear shift. One retired carpenter I met uses a deck of vintage trivia cards to test himself each morning. Another woman, 81, says she writes down 3 things she's grateful for, because gratitude keeps my brain warm. That's a phrase I'll never forget. Whether it's a crossword clue, a reflection prompt, or a bit of trivia, give your brain something to chew on. It's like breakfast for your mind, and it only takes a minute or 2. Routine number 6, mindful breathing to anchor the day. Of all the routines we'll talk about today, this one might be the most powerful and the most overlooked. Simple, mindful breathing. Not just take a deep breath and move on, but actually pausing for 60 seconds, closing your eyes if you like, and breathing with intention. Deep inhale through the nose, slow exhale through the mouth. Again and again. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body that helps you feel calm, centered, and in control. After age 60, the body becomes more sensitive to stress. Even small things like a loud noise, a memory lapse, or a frustrating conversation. That's why starting your day with breath not only awakens the brain, but also grounds your emotions. A retired nurse named Gloria told me this was the only thing that kept her calm while caring for her husband who was living with Alzheimer's. She said, "I breathe before I speak. It makes me wiser." That line stayed with me. You don't have to meditate for 30 minutes. You just have to sit and breathe for one. It's a quiet reminder you're still here. You're still strong. And you're allowed to begin the day with peace. The routine most people skip, but it's the most important. Now, I promised you something most people skip. Here it is. Deliberate stillness. After you've hydrated, stretched, slashed your face, caught the morning light, asked your question, and breathed, just be still for 60 seconds. Don't reach for your phone, don't talk, just sit. Maybe look out the window. Let everything settle. This is where all the other routines take root. Without stillness, the brain stays in reaction mode, but with it, something remarkable happens.
Your thoughts organize themselves. You begin to sense what the day might need from you and what you might need from the day. Older adults who include stillness in their morning routines often report better mood regulation, sharper memory, and reduced anxiety. You see, your brain isn't just a machine, it's a garden, and stillness is the soil. 1 minute a day, that's it. It's not about emptying your mind, it's about listening, letting the noise fade so your deeper thoughts can rise. One man told me, "That minute is where I meet myself again." That's the kind of morning that doesn't just wake up the brain, it wakes up the soul. Before we dive into the next part of the video, I want to take just a quiet moment with you. If you're still watching right now, if you're here, listening, breathing, reflecting, then I want you to know that that matters. It tells me something powerful about you, that you're not just curious, you're committed, that you care about your mind, your future, your sense of clarity and peace. So if that's you, if you're still here, would you do something gentle just for fun? Type the number 1 in the comments below. Just 1. That's our little signal to each other. I'm still here. I'm still learning. I still believe my best days can have clarity, calm, and strength. It might seem small, but it helps us see each other. You never know who else out there is feeling just like you, and maybe your little one gives someone else the courage to keep going. All right, breathe, smile, and let's keep going, because the next story, it's one you won't want to miss.
A real-life story, how one woman transformed her mornings after 70. Let me tell you about Mary. She's 74, a retired librarian from Ohio, and she used to dread mornings. She felt like she was waking up already behind, she told me. Her memory was slipping, her motivation was gone. Her doctor said it was just aging. But Mary wasn't ready to give up on her mind. So she made a list, just 6 things, the same 6 we've talked about today. She wrote them on a note card and taped it to her bathroom mirror. 1, light. 2, water. 3, move. 4, splash. 5, think. 6, breathe. She did each one slowly, kindly, within 10 minutes. No pressure, no perfection, just consistency. 3 weeks later, she told me, it's like someone turned the lights back on in my head. She could follow stories better. She laughed more. She even started writing again. Poems, letters to old friends. I feel like myself again, she said. And that's the truth about these routines. They're not about becoming someone new. They're about remembering who you are, sharp, curious, and wonderfully alive. The science behind these 6 routines. It's one thing to hear these routines work, it's another to understand why they work. And the truth is, these aren't random tips. Each habit is backed by serious brain science. For example, exposing yourself to morning sunlight triggers the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the part of your hypothalamus that controls circadian rhythm. That rhythm affects everything from memory to metabolism. Hydration, that's about cerebrospinal fluid. When you drink water after waking, you're literally replenishing the fluid your brain uses to clean itself. It's like giving your thoughts a shower. Movement increases blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for decision-making, focus, and attention. Cold water on the face, that activates your vagus nerve, which calms the nervous system and improves alertness. Gratitude and cognitive warm-ups increase neural plasticity, your brain's ability to grow new pathways even in your 70s or 80s. And breathing, that's not just woo-woo. Deep breathing reduces cortisol, boosts oxygen to the hippocampus, and improves emotional regulation.
These are real biological effects that occur in minutes and continue for hours. Aging brains aren't broken. They're just waiting for a little support. And the beautiful thing is, all 6 routines are free. You don't need pills or devices, just commitment, curiosity, and maybe a little courage to start. Science can't do it for you, but it can walk beside you, and that's exactly what it's doing here. The ripple effect, how mornings shape your whole day. You might think, 10 minutes in the morning, how much difference can that make? But here's the thing, your brain loves rhythm. It loves predictability. And when you start the day with intention, your brain carries that feeling into everything that follows. If you begin with stress, you often carry tension through every phone call, every decision, every conversation. But if you begin with clarity, even just a little, your brain says, we're safe. We're in control. Let's build from here. Older adults who create these morning rituals often report that their memory improves, not just in the morning, but all day long. They feel steadier. They notice beauty. They feel more connected. You're not just helping your brain, you're helping your relationships. You're more patient with loved ones, more present at lunch, more likely to go for a walk, call a friend, or say yes to something joyful. This is the ripple effect. It starts with 5 minutes of morning sunlight and ends with a moment of laughter at dinner. And that is worth everything. There's a famous saying, how you start your day is how you live your life. I'd add this, how you treat your brain in the morning is how your brain will treat you all day. Be kind to it. It will return the favor. What to expect in the first week. You don't have to be perfect. In fact, please don't be. The goal of these routines is progress, not performance. In your first week, you might forget 1 or 2. You might feel silly stretching in your robe or asking yourself trivia questions over oatmeal. That's okay. Your brain is listening. Even the attempt sends a signal, I'm investing in myself. And that message, that changes everything. Some people feel a difference within 2 days. Clearer thoughts, better focus, a little more energy. For others, it's subtler. A memory returns faster. A word isn't lost on the tip of the tongue. A moment of frustration passes more gently. But by the end of the week, if you've practiced even 3 of these routines, something will begin to shift. You'll notice the fog lifting. You'll begin to trust your mind again. And that is a beautiful feeling. A WOM in her 80s told me, at first I thought this was silly. Now I feel like I've reclaimed my mornings, and they're mine again. That's the real gift here, reclaiming not just time, but trust in your mind, your body, and your ability to keep growing. Because yes, you can still grow. You can still sharpen. You can still wake up each day feeling strong. Tailoring the routine to fit your life. Maybe you're thinking, but my mornings are chaotic. I help care for my spouse. I have medical needs. I wake up tired. I hear you. This isn't about pressure. It's about possibility. You don't have to do all 6 routines every day. Pick one. Start there. Maybe you hydrate on Monday, stretch on Tuesday, breathe on Wednesday. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing something and doing it with intention. Some people write the 6 steps on an index card. Others turn it into a little game, checking off boxes like a bingo sheet. A woman I know named Dorothy created a brain jar. She wrote each habit on a slip of paper, put them in a jar, and pulled out one each morning to practice. It made her feel like she was choosing her day, not just reacting to it. The truth is, the best morning routine is the one that fits you, your energy, your season of life, your space. You might light a candle, play soft music, sit with your cat. You might open the window and just breathe. Whatever you choose, choose it with love. And know that no matter what yesterday looked like, every morning gives you a new chance to return to yourself with clarity, calm, and quiet confidence.
What happens after 30 days? If you stick with even 3 of these morning habits for 30 days, you may notice something remarkable. You don't just wake up, you come alive. Words return faster. You follow stories more easily. Your brain feels warmer, more accessible. Your emotions feel steadier. And the best part? You begin to trust your brain again. That's what so many of us fear after 70, that our minds are fading, that we're on a slow decline. But when you take care of your brain, even in small ways, you realize you're not fading, you're evolving. Many older adults say that after a month of intentional mornings, they feel less forgetful, more joyful, and more curious. Curiosity returns. Hope returns. You look forward to mornings again, not because you're rushing, but because you're connected to yourself, to the world around you, to the rhythm of being alive. That's what happened to Arthur, 79, who told me, "I used to dread the mornings. Now I sit by the window, breathe, and say, 'Okay, brain, let's do this.'" There's no magic in these habits. The magic is you. The magic is what happens when you stop ignoring your brain and start inviting it back to life. Why this matters more than ever after 70. Let's take a moment and ask the real question. Why does any of this matter? Why care about these little routines, these 10-minute rituals, when life is already full of medications, appointments, responsibilities? I'll tell you why. Because after 70, it's not just about staying alive, it's about staying awake to life. It's about holding on to your mind, your stories, your memories, and the part of you that still lights up when the sun hits your face just right. It's about being able to sit at the dinner table and remember the punchline, to call your daughter and not forget why, to smile and mean it. You're not here to fade away quietly. You're here to keep choosing yourself, gently, daily. That's what these routines do. They remind your brain that it's still needed, still loved, still strong. And here's something beautiful. Your brain is listening, even now, right now. As you watch, new neurons are firing, new signals are forming. Age doesn't erase your brilliance. It reveals it. You are not behind. You are not too late. Every morning gives you a chance to say, "I'm still here, and I'm not done yet." Imagine the version of you who does these morning routines, who starts each day with light, movement, breath, and stillness. She's calm, sharp, centered. He's confident, capable, clear. That version of you remembers the names, laughs more often, feels more at ease in your own skin. That version of you walks through the day not like you're surviving it, but like you're leading it. You don't need to wait for that version of you to show up. You already are them. You just need to give your brain a chance to catch up. So tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, try one thing. Just one. Maybe it's water. Maybe it's opening the blinds.
Maybe it's 2 minutes of breathing with your eyes closed. Let that be the start, not of a perfect routine, but of a gentler relationship with your mind. You have so much wisdom, so much life left to live. Don't let brain fog, forgetfulness, or low energy steal it from you. You are not your memory lapses. You are not your slower mornings. You are the one who keeps showing up, day after day. And for that, your brain is thanking you. If any part of today's message touched you, if something in your heart whispered, "Yes, I want this for myself," then don't let this just be a video you watched. Let it be a moment you acted on. If you're ready to try just one of these brain awakening routines tomorrow morning, type the number 2 in the comments below. Just 2. It means, I'm choosing myself today. I'll be in the comments looking for you. Let's build a community of people who are still growing, still sharpening, still living fully after 70. And if you want more videos like this, more science-backed routines, more real stories, more encouragement every single week, hit subscribe, tap like, and please share this with someone you care about. A sister, a neighbor, a friend who needs a little hope in the morning. You never know what a simple video can do for someone who's quietly struggling. Because this isn't just about habits. It's about dignity, about clarity, about the deep belief that you're not done yet. You are still needed. You are still powerful. And your mornings, your beautiful, life-giving mornings, are just getting started. We're in this together. I'll see you tomorrow morning.